Honda Motor Company produced its first motorcycle in 1949. They very quickly gained a reputation for producing incredibly reliable, enjoyable machines. It was this reputation that led them to claim their title as the world's largest motorcycle producer by 1959. A few decades and dozens of models later, by 2019, they had produced over 400 million units. 400 million. Honda's always been a good bet. Rugged, reliable, affordable. All those people can't be wrong. But is this bike, the Honda CRF 250 Rally, a bike you should buy? Let's find out. What is up, guys? My name is Robert Demansky and welcome to another Broski Adventure vlog. Back in early 2020, my brother and I picked up a pair of these bikes. Well, in the 500 days since, this bike has more or less served as my main mode of transportation. We've done everything together. Nasty, congested city traffic, multi-hour highway jaunts, and even two-up multi-day camping trips. We've done a lot. Well, that's what this review is based on. My past 500 days living with this bike. Let's check it out. The first thing that attracted me was the Rally's unmistakable looks. Honda pulled some major inspiration from their 450 Dakar Rally race bike. We've got this very unique, upswept, rally-style fairing, crisp, modern lines, and of course, that iconic Honda red. Then they sprinkled around just enough modern goodies to make things interesting, like the inverted front forks, LEDs all around, and a digital dash. But that's about as fancy as it gets. No ride modes, no Bluetooth connectivity, just a good old-fashioned motorcycle. The Rally is powered by a 250cc single-cylinder fuel-injected engine. They pulled this straight out of the CBR 250R back in 2011. A little later on, in 2013, they dropped it into the 250L, which is the standard version of this bike. And then in 2017, they brought it over to power the new Rallys. My point being is that this engine is over a decade old, so it is a proven, reliable platform. No surprises here. At 24 horsepower, the Rally isn't exactly a fire breather, but the 6-speed transmission will let you take full advantage of what you've got. First gear is plenty low, perfect for those slow, technical off-road situations. This little guy's a tractor. It pulls my 200 plus pounds pretty much anywhere. On the flip side, while you're not going to win any speed records, 6th gear will let you cruise along at highway speeds easy enough. But that's about it. Beyond legal speeds, the show is pretty much over. The Rally is far more at home on 2-lane back roads or dirt tracks. Whenever you need to bring it all to a stop, the disc brakes do a pretty good job. Even 2-up, they have no problem bringing you safely to a stop. And while ABS is an available option, this particular bike doesn't have it, so I have no problem getting playful in the dirt, whether that be with your throttle or the brakes. While you're out there conquering the open road, you may notice a few things. For starters, the cockpit is surprisingly roomy when you're riding solo anyway. It does get a bit cramped 2-up, but I suppose that's to be expected. Also, these handlebars have a real nice kind of casual lean back to them from the factory, which creates this real nice kind of comfy, relaxed riding position, which is super nice for those of us with shorter than average arms. Additionally, the windscreen is awesome. It does exactly what it's supposed to. I've never experienced any level of wind fatigue or even helmet buffeting. But with that being said, I am only 5'9", so if you fall into that 6-foot plus category, I simply can't speak for you guys. While you're up there, I should probably mention the headlights. Simply put, they're phenomenal. They do a fantastic job of illuminating just about everything. I'm constantly reminded by oncoming traffic just how awesome they are, even during the day. They do a fantastic job. Something else that I found to be pretty useful. Just behind the windscreen here, we have this little accessory bar. This thing is awesome. Gone are the days of handlebar mounted anything. This is a perfect location to mount your phone or GPS. I bet you'll find this to be an incredibly handy little feature. Right front and center is our dash. It shows us all the basic things we need to know, but not much more. Our dash is a pretty straightforward unit. The whole thing comes to life as soon as you hit the key, showing us our bar style tachometer. Speed is located directly in the center. We've got 3 trip modes and a nice little clock down here on the right hand corner. Our gas gauge, fuel gauge, finishes off the whole package, and the entire thing is operated with 2 big rubber buttons. Pretty straightforward. Speaking of fuel gauge, the Rally is equipped with a 2.7 gallon steel fuel tank, which I have found gets me somewhere between 180 to 190 miles, which is what, 65, 70 miles to the gallon, which is pretty awesome. I've never run out, but I probably wouldn't push it much beyond that. This range may not seem like a lot, but for me personally, I never sit that long in one stretch, so I've never found it to be an issue. Quite possibly the most important part of a motorcycle is this, the seat. The seat is where you will spend the majority of your riding time. Therefore, it can have the greatest impact on your riding experience. I personally don't mind it at all. It is a bit firm, but that's okay. I tend to stop and smell the roses quite often, so it doesn't bother me. But understand, this is a very personal thing. So what is awesome for me may be terrible for you. So in the end, ultimately, you'll have to be the judge. One more thing about the seat. I am equipped with a downright laughable 29-inch inseam, which initially made the 35-inch seat height somewhat intimidating. And I did drop the bike 2 or 3 times in my first couple of months simply because I couldn't get my feet down. Luckily, over time, the suspension did kind of break in and drop some height. So now, with a decent pair of boots, it's no longer an issue. But be aware of that if you are amongst the vertically challenged, such as myself. If a person were to have any real complaint about the Rally, it would probably be the suspension. The 10+ inches of suspension travel is pretty awesome at soaking up rough stuff, but it is soft. So if you are even a medium-sized rider or plan on carrying anything really, I would definitely consider beefing up the suspension a bit. But with that being said, I have thoroughly enjoyed riding this bike off-road. The 18 and 21-inch wheels paired with that squishy suspension make this feel like a big magic carpet. It floats over pretty much everything. Another thing that I really appreciate about this bike is the weight. For a 250, it is a bit on the junky side, but at 340 pounds, it still comes in considerably lighter than most of your mid-size dual sports. So should your bike decide to take a nap on you, you don't have to be the Hulk to pick it back up. To sum it all up, the little Rally's been awesome. It's taken me to some absolutely amazing places and brought me back again. In the 500 days and near 15,000 miles that we've lived together, it's been an amazing, fantastic little companion. You can do everything with it, whether you want to commute through city traffic or take on the nasty jungle or mountain trails. You can do it. I've done it. I'm in the middle of nowhere right now. If you stick closer to the back roads than you do the highway, I think you've got yourself a home run. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, give me that big thumbs up. If you haven't had any questions or comments, post those down below. I'd love to hear from you. But until then, like, subscribe, share us with your friends. I'll see you guys next time.